Hi guys, and welcome to my video blog. I hope you're all well and that you've had a really good week and weekend. Got quite a bit to talk about. So I haven't actually written anything down. Normally I just write it down, but I just figured, you know what, it's all kind of there in my head anyway, so I can't bother to list it all. Quite a bit's been going on this week, training wise. I'm still doing my sort of high volume stuff because I've only got a few weeks left of doing this. And I'm seeing Louise, I'm seeing her next week at the, there's an expo at Excel. I'm going to that because she told me to come down and see her. That's the only reason why I'm going, is to actually see her. I'm not really that bothered about the expo, but I need to see her. She wants to see me. Then the following week I'm going to go to Bournemouth and I'm going to go and train with her. So, you know, she's going to give me my competition diet and training. I've really been trying to get myself mentally, I've been trying to prepare myself for how tough it's actually going to be, because it is going to be tough. I'm under no illusions that it's going to be easy. I think the reality of 12 weeks of going without a cheat meal, it's 12 weeks, which I know doesn't sound like a long time, but it's 3 months, and I'm used to having something every single week. And, you know, every single weekend religiously I eat something. You know, whatever I fancy, I make it, I cook it, I eat it. And, you know, it kind of makes the week's training all worthwhile, because I think, oh, you know, okay, I'm hammering it with the cardio, I'm hammering it with the weights, I'm hammering it from all angles and everything. But if it means I have that one meal a week, which I make so much effort for, it kind of keeps me going. But it's a thought that it will come to the weekend, especially Sunday, and I won't have that. And I'm really trying to get my head around how am I going to cope with not having a cheat meal. I think that is the kind of thing, you know, how am I going to manage that? How am I going to deal with that? And on a psychological level, I'm trying to deal with that in my head, because it's going to be tough, and I'm actually going to treat it as though I am going to get up on stage, because I am going to be up on stage. I'm going to be standing next to Ronnie Coleman, so I can't afford to look like crap. I have to look the best I've ever looked, you know, and there's no shortcuts in this. That's the thing, there's no shortcuts in it. And I think it's just hit me just how brutal it's going to be, you know. I think psychologically I'm trying to prepare myself. But I have been training really, really heavy and hard all throughout this week. I've suffered quite bad DOMs this week as well, kind of through my back. I wrote about that, through my back. I've had really bad DOMs. My hamstrings are killing me. They're starting to come out now. I noticed that. I noticed that when I put my jeans on. I noticed, I was looking at my legs, that the shape, it's actually coming out now. Before they weren't coming out. Now they're starting to come out. So it is paying off. Doing everything religiously, following everything, it's working. They are coming out. Louise said it takes a little while. She goes, they take a little bit longer to come out, but they are now, so that's good. It's just the whole thing. I just find my body's just aching. I'm so tired that by the time I get back from the gym, you know, I kind of phone Steve from the gym and sort of ask him to sort of have my food ready for me. And I just kind of get in and I eat, and I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm really quite antisocial like that. I don't want to talk to anyone, and it's, you know, it's just no offence to anybody, but I don't even have the energy to tweet on Twitter, and I could just sit there on my phone, but I just don't even want to look at it because I'm just so exhausted. I just want to eat and go to bed. That's kind of all I want to do. So I've had quite a few early nights this week as well, because just to try and recover, to allow my body to sort of recover. But I have also, I do also have to weight train my calves, which is very bizarre. I've said this once before. I've never done that before. I'm going quite heavy now. My calves are killing me. Like, I did them yesterday and they're really hurting. It's like really obvious that I've kind of hit them from all angles and they really, really hurt. So, you know, Louise will tell me how they're kind of looking, especially when I diet down. It will be interesting for me to see what they're like. So they're not very big. They need, I don't know what kind of size they need to be, but Louise has told me to train them heavy, so I guess they need to come out a little bit as well. Like I said, predominantly on a psychological level, I'm trying to psych myself out for just how tough the diet is going to be and how brutal it's going to be. And for me, it's more of a because I've never done it before, I don't even know what it is exactly. I know bits of it because Louise has mentioned bits of it to me, and she's also said to me she wants me to have a few days rest before I start it, which, you know, it's basically have a few more extra cheat meals and don't train, because I think it's going to be quite horrific. I think to get my body fat that low, it's going to have to be something extreme, isn't it? I mean, to get it as low as it's going to go on the first cycle, which I've written about as well, I don't know how low it's going to go. I'm going to have to wait and see. But Neil knows that I'm going to be doing this now as well, because I told him. He knows as well, and you know, I think everybody just knows now that I'm going to be doing this, and I think everyone sees how serious I am about it. I think that's probably kind of the biggest thing. Everybody kind of sees how much it means to me and how much I want it, and just how driven I am for it. You know, I mean, I'm at the gym. You know, I'm up at 5. I'm at the gym. Sometimes 20 to 6, and no one's even there, so I'm kind of waiting outside of my car. Other times it's like, you know, one of the guys who opens up, he kind of opens up, switches the lights on, and then I just kind of run in, and nothing's even been switched on. The treadmills haven't been switched on, cross trainer, nothing has been switched on. You know, none of the screens, there's nothing happening, but I'm there because that's the only time, and I know it sounds like a very odd time, why do I do my cardio that early? But that's the only time I can fit it in. It's the only time I can fit it in with the school run, dropping my daughter off, my work, with everything. It's the only time I can fit it in. And you have to just fit it in wherever you can. So that's the only time I can kind of do it. But I have been really enjoying my cheat meals over the last few weeks. I have, apart from that hideous KFC, never again. I'm not touching that for a while now. But today, I decided I wanted to make some French food. And I'm quite obsessed with all the really pretty little pastries and macaroons and things. Not that my macaroons turned out like the Lord of Ray ones, you know, but they were really nice. I was quite surprised. And I made like millefeuilles, I made Parisian macaroons, and I made chocolate fudge as well, and I made almond croissants, little mini almond croissants. So I had like a little mixture, and I gave some out to my friends, and I gave some to my niece because she's revising for her exam, so I gave them to her in a lovely box and everything, because if I give a present, I like to wrap everything up and make it look really pretty and stuff, so she was really chuffed with that. And made very nice French style roast duck, which was really, really nice. It was very different to a chicken. It was much nicer and much richer than a chicken. That was really, really nice. So I kind of feel I've had a good refeed. And I've got a really hard training day tomorrow, really hard training day. My reading on my book is pretty much done as well. Steve's I think he's only got 2 chapters left. He's only got 2 chapters left to edit. And then the editing's done on my book as well. And I'm actually reading the writer's handbook. There's 2 of them. I'm reading through both of them and making notes now to see what the next stage is, because I kind of know what it is, but I need to go through it in order. So I've got a lot of reading to do this week, so that's going to be my work this week, is predominantly reading, really, which is, it's quite tiring. I find I'm quite tired, but it's fine though. It's fine. I mean, it's like I said, I think the biggest thing I'm going to be talking about on my blog is me mentally preparing myself for just how tough it's going to be, because everyone has warned me now it's going to be hard. So I'm like, oh my god, I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to put my body through competition diet and training, and the only thing I'm not going to do is stand up on stage, but I'm going to stand up on stage in a different way. I'm going to stand up next to Ronnie Coleman. So that's pretty cool, really, you know. And then the following year I'll compete. But how quick is time going, though? It's going by very, very quickly. But I have got the latest edition of Flex magazine. I never used to buy these, but I do quite like them just for motivation. I like that, and sometimes they have good interviews with the women in there as well. There was one in last month's one with Larissa Reese, which was quite cool as well. But listen, crew, I will write my blog, okay? So have a great week and lots of figure love. Mwah!